$13,000 from simple PDFs in the last 7 days. I do not get this kind of results by luck. I get them by implementing very intentional strategies, which all boils down to driving traffic to my offer, which is a PDF file. In this video, I will show you a crazy method which I use, in addition to my other methods, to do this. And it involves just one comment. Not a video, not a post. One comment buried in a thread written months ago. 900 words of plain text with no pictures and no formatting tricks. Those comments still send me money today, this week, while I was asleep. And here's the part that makes people's brains break when I explain this. There is no link in it. None. No product mentioned. No call to action. No PDF. No offer. Nothing. Just a person answering a question properly. Before we proceed, I would like to connect personally with some of my viewers. Let me know in the comments real quick what country you are watching from, and I will choose a couple of people to personally reach out to. So how does a comment with no link make money? Two reasons, and both of them are things no other platform on earth gives you. The first one is that Reddit does not disappear. Every other place you post, your work has about a 3-day lifespan, and then the feed swallows it forever. A TikTok is dead by Thursday. An Instagram post is dead by dinner. Reddit threads sit at the top of Google. Right now, today, if you search almost any real human problem, you will find Reddit results on the first page. Somebody types their problem into Google at 1 in the morning, lands on a thread from last year, and reads the top comment. That comment is yours. It is still working 11 months later, 20 months later, and it never asked you for anything after you wrote it. The second reason is the one that actually makes the money, and it is the whole method. You do not sell in the comment. You sell from your profile. Somebody reads a comment so good that they want to know who wrote it. They click your name, and that is where everything is waiting for them. That is it. That is the entire business. Write a comment good enough that a stranger clicks your username. I am going to show you the whole thing on this screen. How I find the questions that get asked over and over forever. The exact shape of a comment that makes people click a name. How I set up the profile that does the selling. And then the part I love most, which is how the comments themselves write the product for you. So you never have to sit down and invent one. But first I have to tell you how this goes wrong, because Reddit is the one platform that will actually punish you, and most people trying this get destroyed in week 1. Reddit is not a feed. It is thousands of small towns, each with its own laws and its own police. Most subreddits will not even let a new account speak. There are karma and account age gates, and they are stricter than people expect. A small community might have no gate at all. A mid-sized one usually wants somewhere around 50 to 200 comment karma and an account that is at least a week or two old. The big ones, the millions of members ones, often want several hundred to a couple of thousand karma and an account over a month old. And that is before a human even sees you. Moderators check profiles. If a moderator clicks your name and sees nothing but promotion, you are gone, and subreddit bans are usually permanent. There is also a ratio people talk about, the 9-to-1 rule. 9 helpful contributions for everyone where you mention your own thing. Reddit has moved away from enforcing that as a strict number and toward a simpler idea, which is be a real participant and not just a promoter. Most people who do this well are actually closer to 19-to-1. And one more thing that ends people completely. Do not make a second account to get around any of this. Reddit calls those sock puppets and treats it as a serious offense. Get caught and every linked account goes. And often the web address of your product gets blocked across that community too. So yes, there is a wall. Good. The wall is why this still works. Almost nobody is willing to climb it, which means the people who do get a very quiet, very profitable corner of the internet. Now let me show you how to climb it in a way that is not wasted time. The first 30 days, you are not promoting anything, not one link, but you are also not doing nothing, and this is where people misunderstand. Watch my screen. I open Reddit and I find the communities where my people live. I search my topic and I look at subreddits between about 10,000 and 200,000 members. Not the giant ones. The giant ones have brutal gates, savage moderation, and comments that get buried under 400 other comments in an hour. The smaller ones have fewer rules, friendlier people, and your comment can sit at the top of a thread for years. I join 8 of them. Then I sit in them and I answer questions. Real answers. No links, no mention of anything I sell. But here is the thing, and this is why the 30 days are not wasted. Every single answer I write during that month, I paste into a document on my computer, because those answers are going to become the product. I will come back to that. Now, the most important workflow in this whole video, finding the question that never dies. Watch my screen. I go into one of my subreddits and I use the search bar inside it. I type a common problem in that world. Now look at this. I am sorting by top, and then I change the time filter to all time. Look at what comes back. The same question, again and again. Asked in 2021, asked in 2023, asked 11 days ago, asked by a different person every time, and every time it gets 50 replies of mixed quality. That repetition is the signal. That is not one person's problem. That is a permanent, recurring, structural problem in that community. New people arrive every week and hit the same wall. And here is the beautiful part. Because it gets asked forever, you get to answer it forever. And because Reddit ranks on Google, the thread you answer today will keep collecting new readers who were never even on Reddit. I write down the 5 questions that repeat the most. Those 5 questions are my entire content plan and my entire product, and I never have to think of an idea again. Now the comment itself. This is the craft, and I want to break it down properly because the shape matters enormously. Watch my screen. I am going to write one. Line 1 is the credibility line, and it is short and specific. Not, I am an expert. Something like, I did this for 2 years and got it wrong for the first 18 months. Specific and slightly self-critical beats impressive every single time on Reddit. That platform can smell a salesman through a wall. Admitting you were bad at something first is the fastest way to be believed. Then the answer. And it has to be the best answer in the thread. Not a good answer, the best one. I write it in short paragraphs with line breaks because a wall of text gets skipped. I use numbers or dashes for steps. I give real specifics, actual numbers, actual tools, actual mistakes. And critically, I answer the question completely. I do not hold anything back for the paid thing. Watch what happens if you hold back. People feel it instantly, and they do not click your name, they downvote you. Give the whole answer away. That is not you losing your product. That is you proving your product is worth buying. Then the last line, and this is the one that does all the work. I do not write, check out my guide. Instead, I write something like this. I have written this out about 6 times now in different threads, so it is all sitting in my profile if it is useful. Look at what that sentence does. It does not sell anything. It is honest, it explains why someone would look, and it gives a reason to click a username instead of a link. Nobody reports that. Nobody downvotes that. Moderators do not remove that. And the people who genuinely want more will click. That is the whole trick. The comment earns the click. The profile does the selling. Now the profile. This is where people leave a huge amount of money on the table because most people never touch theirs. Watch my screen. I go to my profile and I edit it. The bio is short and it says exactly what I help with. Not a joke, not a quote. One clear sentence in the same words the community uses. Then I add my links. Reddit lets you put social links on your profile, and this is where my product page goes. And then the important one. You can post to your own profile and you can pin posts there. So I write a post on my own profile that is the long, complete, expanded version of my best comment. The full thing. Then I pin it to the top. Now when somebody clicks my name after reading a comment, they do not land on a random mess. They land on the exact thing they were hoping for. Expanded, with a single line at the bottom about the full guide. That pinned post is a salesman that works 24 hours a day and never gets tired, and almost nobody is using it. Now the part I promised you, where the product comes from. Remember that document where I have been pasting every answer I write? After a month of this, you will have something like 30 or 40 real answers to real questions from real people. That is not notes. That is a book that already exists. Watch what I do. I open Claude and I paste the whole document in. Then I type this. These are answers I have written to real questions from people in this community over the last month. Read all of them and tell me the 6 themes that keep repeating across them. It reads them and it hands me the structure. 6 themes. And I did not invent one of them because every theme came from a question a real person actually asked. Then I go further. Using only the ideas and experience in what I pasted, build me a table of contents for a 14-page practical guide organized around those 6 themes. Every chapter must be something the reader can do, not something to think about. No filler. Then I build it chapter by chapter, never all at once, because asking for the whole thing at once gets you something shallow and repetitive. And then the pass nobody does. Read this back as if you are one of the people who asked these questions. Tell me what is vague, what repeats itself, and what they could not actually act on. It tells me. I fix it. And then I read the whole thing myself, front to back, because my name is on it. Here is why a product built this way sells, and a guest product does not. Normally people invent a product and then go hunting for buyers. You are doing it backwards. You spent a month watching people describe their problem in their own words. You answered them, and you watched which answers got upvoted and which got ignored. By the time you make the file, you already know it works. You tested every chapter in public before you wrote a word of it. Now, scaling this, and there are 3 rules. Rule 1, spread out. Do not post the same thing across 10 subreddits in a day. Posting to a pile of subreddits at once trips spam filters. Different communities, different days, and always an answer written for that specific thread rather than copied and pasted. Rule 2, keep the ratio honest. For every comment where you point at your profile, write a lot where you do not. Because what actually protects you is not a number. It is what a moderator sees when they click your name. If your history is a person who genuinely helps, you are fine. If it is a person who helps in order to sell, they will see that too. Rule 3, be open about it. If you do mention that you made something, say that you made it. A transparent mention often gets upvoted. A sneaky one gets reported. Reddit users check profiles, and they will find out anyway, and getting caught hiding it is far worse than just saying it. And if things suddenly go quiet, if your comments get no replies at all for days, go and check whether you have been shadow banned. There is a community for exactly that where you can ask. It is worth knowing rather than posting into the void for a month. Now let me be honest with you about what this actually looks like, because the title of this video is optimistic and you deserve the real version. Month 1, you make nothing. You are commenting, building karma, collecting answers. It will feel like unpaid work. It is not. It is research and reputation, but it will feel like unpaid work. Month 2, you have the product, the profile, and the pinned post. Your first sales come from a handful of comments, and they trickle. 2 here, 1 there. It is not exciting.
writing. Month 3 is when the thing that makes Reddit different starts to show up. You will get a sale from a comment you wrote 9 weeks ago and completely forgot about. Then another one, because that thread has started ranking, and now strangers who have never heard of you are landing on it from Google. And that is the actual difference between this and everything else I have talked about. On TikTok, you stop posting and the money stops within a week. On Reddit, every good comment you write is a small, permanent asset. It sits there. It gets found. It keeps sending people to your name. 200 good comments is 200 doors, all of them open at once, all of them pointing at one profile. That is what people mean when they say they do not work anymore. Not that they did nothing, that the work they did once keeps paying. So here is the order, and the order is the whole thing. Find 5 subreddits between 10 and 200,000 members where your people are. Search inside them, sort by top, filter to all time, and write down the 5 questions that keep repeating for years. Then, spend the next month answering questions in those communities with no links at all, and paste every answer you write into one document. At the end of that month, you will have karma, a history that a moderator will respect, 5 questions that never die, and a document that is already 90% of a product. Then build it, put it on your profile, pin the expanded version of your best answer, and go back to doing exactly what you were already doing.
So look, there are a lot of strategies behind the PDF business that I simply can't fit into a free video without turning it into a full course. That's exactly why I created the passive PDF method. It's my step-by-step system for building your own PDF business, from finding profitable PDF ideas and creating them without design skills, to building a high-converting store, driving traffic, using different hidden traffic strategies, and putting the whole process on repeat so your PDFs can keep selling in the background while you live your life. You can absolutely piece everything together from my free videos, but if you want the shortcut, the roadmap, and the exact system behind how I do it, the passive PDF method is for you. The link is in the description and pinned comment. If you're ready to stop watching and actually start building, take the first step today. Like this video if you got value from it, subscribe for more step-by-step breakdowns, and I'll keep showing you exactly how this works. No fluff, no gatekeeping, just real strategies. I'll see you in the next one.